Hi everybody and welcome to the Spring 2022 Human Anatomy class, Anat 5, section 0847, I believe. I'm Megan Null, I'm the instructor for this course, and this course is completely asynchronous, so you're basically just going to be interacting with me through me talking to you through videos, and then also through emails are the best way to get in touch with me. So if you haven't already, make sure you have my email address, and I check it ridiculously often, so don't worry about ever email me at like 2 in the morning. If I'm not up, I'll just, answer it when I do wake up. Let's get started talking about this course. This class is completely asynchronous, like I said, which means you're doing it all on your own time. There's not going to be any time where I expect you to be any place. The only thing is I expect you to finish assignments on time, and partly that is because there's so much material to go through for this course. This class is into basic human biology course. You're going to be learning most of the bones and muscles, and there's a lot. This class has a heavy memorization component, and you're also going to be learning you're going to learn about every system of the body, a lot of the different components and all of that, and it just takes a lot of work. So that's why this class is such a heavy load as far as how many hours you get for it. It's also kind of divided into two parts that work together but not necessarily in the same week because of just the way the curriculum works. So it's half lecture course where you're going to be watching my videos and reading the book, and then half lab course where you're going to be doing specific lab activities. A lot of those again are those memorization of bones or muscles or parts of the heart or et cetera, all the different things, quadrants of the body, so many things. And you might think, oh my god, there's so much memorization in this class, and you're right. That's unfortunately just what this course is about. This is something where in many different ways we've learned that you don't memorize things anymore. Like if anyone makes you memorize the periodic table, they are bad people because there's no reason to when we have it. But when it comes to medical terminology, you have to have some base, or medical anything, you have to have some base of information. So you have to have some memorization of what you're talking about in conversations. On that note, also, let me point out that I am not a doctor, either a PhD, MD, DD, whatever. I am a comparative physiologist by training. And so while I am very good at anatomy and physiology and environmental science and marine biology, if you show me a rash or something and say, what is this? I'm just going to say, oh, that's cool, because biology is fascinating. I cannot and do not give medical advice because I don't have that kind of training. A lot of times anatomy students think, oh, I'm just going to ask my professor about it. Don't do that. I'm not, at least not a medical doctor. MPC does provide a lot of services for y'all. So if you are in a situation where you need health, MPC should provide something for you. They're trying to make sure you stay happy, healthy students. Which all of us are, exhausted and traumatized by the pandemic, so we all need help one way or another. Okay, let's talk about this course and not be depressing. Okay, so what should you do for this course? The first thing you need to do for this course is you need to, let me get away from my cluttered desktop, go log in on the MPC Lobos apps site. So if you haven't, you should, if you're hearing this, hopefully that means you're registered for the course, and so you have a login and a password. If you don't, that is the very first thing you need to do, because you can't do anything else in this class or any other classes until you get that done. Okay, so this is what my apps page looks like. It probably looks different for y'all. I have no idea. We are going to be working through Canvas. And I'm just going to jump to it. So here we go. So what Canvas is going to look like for you is whatever courses are active for you. If your professors have made them active, it will show up on your dashboard. And so if if you've been at MPC a while, you already know this. So this is all the classes I've ever taught for MPC. So many. I've been teaching for MPC for 3 years. This course, our course page will be published by the time you see this video. It's just for the sake of my recording. It's not yet. And here's what it looks like when you click on it. At least let's do student view. What? Crazy. Here's what it looks like when you click on it. Okay, so I organized this course by week, and so far you only see week 1. Everything for week 1 is going to be due January 30th, okay? So that gives you, everything's going to be due on a Sunday, so it'll be assigned on Monday and it's due the following Sunday, so you have the whole week and the weekend to work on it. There's one situation where spring break happens, so it's actually due the next Sunday after spring break. Do not wait and do it all then. Do it all in nice increments. The only problem people have with this course is waiting for the very last day to do all the work, and it is way too much work to wait until the last moment to do it all. People are like, it's fine, I'll be fine. Those are the students who fail the class. Please don't be that student. I'm giving you so much time and opportunity to do this. Please make sure you do it in a timely fashion. Even in the Great Week thing, I give you a recommended schedule, okay? So let's look at that first. So here's how I recommend you start this week. You watch the intro video. You're doing that right now. And then you're going to get the textbook set up. What? How do I do that? What is that? No? Cool. Let's talk about it. So here we go. All right. So let's talk. Here's where the syllabus is if you ever need to find it. Don't download a copy of it, because if I need to update anything, it's a live document. Sometimes they tell me that I need to update my whatever. Let me put, this is actually the 14th edition of this book. So let's make sure that's there. Just updated it. And you need to, there's a way you can, okay, so the way this works, unfortunately, because this is an online course, you have to buy an access code for the book, because that's where all the work is. Okay, so what does that mean? When you go here to you should see this McGraw-Hill Connect link, and you open this up. And what you're going to see is it says something, oh, you've started okay. So, this is wrong. It shouldn't say this for me. Let's find out what that means. What it does is it links directly to the website that the class uses, the book's website that the class uses. Okay, cool. And when you get here, it's going to have you talk about joining the class. And then if you don't already, it's going to have you buy an access code. Okay, so what that means is if you already bought the book from the bookstore, it came with I think a 16-digit access code. If you bought the book used, it doesn't have an access code. There's a way you can buy the access code separately, and the reason why we use the 14th edition and not the newest edition is because it lets us give you a better deal on it. So normally I think this is like $150 or something, and we had them give us a deal so that if we kept using the old edition, it would only be about $75, which is still a lot. There might still be textbook stipends. I don't know what MPC is doing this year. There used to be. So in the resources for students, you can go and you can see what textbooks you need to get. Let's see. There is financial aid. If you say, look, I have to take this course, but I can't afford this book, they might be able to give you some money for it. And I think they might have a certain number of books available to students. Okay, so don't let not having the book not let you do this class. One thing you can also do is I understand waiting for payday. So if you need to, I think they give you a free week or maybe 2 weeks before you actually have to buy it. Okay, so if you want to do that, you can do that too. And then when payday happens, buy the book access code. I totally get that. Okay, or just send me an email and say, look, I'm waiting. I will catch up when I have my book ready, but here's what my situation is. Okay, cool, book, whatever. Okay, what does that mean? Okay, so when you go and you log in and all these things, let me show you what you will see. Nope, that's not the right button. That's a new button that I do not know about. Let's go back here. How do I get, leave it. Here we go. Okay, so when I go to the book, once if you're confused, you're going to watch the video. No, either if you're confused or not confused, watch the video provided that talks about how to get access to the book. Okay, so click here to watch a video on how to, oh no, that's this video. That's literally this video. This one, here's the McGraw-Hill tutorial on connecting to the assignment portal. That's the one that shows you how to get connected through the website. It's through McGraw-Hill itself. Okay, so it's the video they provide. Cool. What does it look like once you do? Okay, so you click on this, it's gonna open up to the assignments page. Well, it looks like this. It's so exciting. Let's go to student view again. All right, cool. So each week will open up at the first day. Okay, so you're not going to be able to see the assignments. You won't be able to access the assignments until the first day of the week. Okay, so for example, this week everything's open now, and so we've got lab tutorial. Hey, blah blah blah. Here's the hint: once you're connected, never come back to this website again. You will not need anything else on this website ever again. Just make sure you're connected, because what happens is everything, once it's connected, gets imported into your Canvas. So it's all in one place. Never go anywhere else. Okay, some people never look at Canvas again, which means they're missing half the class, because the way this works is every week you're going to have a lecture portion, probably 2 lecture portions, because we're a 6-hour class, okay, where I talk about the lecture part of the class. I give a lecture. Oh, it's very exciting. It's on YouTube. I'm famous. It's boring. Oh, 200 views. You can see where my hair has changed so many times over the years. Sometimes I go back and I update the videos if I decide I don't like them anymore, but sometimes if they're good enough, I just keep them. Like, this is from summer of 2020, our first summer of COVID, y'all. Oh, so long ago. Anyway, all of the material that's in these lectures is very much fair game for the lecture exams. Okay, you have 2 kinds of exams in this class. You have the lecture exams and you have the lab practicals. Okay, lecture exams are going to be all about lectures. Okay, and I'm always going to provide you with the slides. So if you want to download the slides and write on them, that is a very good idea. If you want to quiz yourself, or if you're like, I just want to listen to Noel, and there was actually a really good scientific study done showing that even if you listen to lectures at double the speed, you still learn just as much. So if that's your jam, don't worry, you can totally do that. And usually most weeks there's like a little place where you can quiz yourself. There's questions for quizzing yourself. It looks like with lecture 1 I don't have one, but that's okay, because there's so much to learn. Then basically, as long as you just keep working through the website, through Canvas's homepage, you're going to get everything you need. So what I recommend is just click the very first link and then do whatever is said, and then go down here where it says next, and then go to the next thing. Okay? Oh, here's a bunch of resources for you. Look through these. If you need them, please use them. A lot of times we provide these resources for students and they never use them because either they don't think they apply to them or they just don't know they exist. Okay, so here's the hint. Anything that is offered to you in college, take advantage of it, because you might not get that kind of opportunity in any other situation. We're trying to make sure students are happy and healthy while they're learning. Okay, so here's your notice I just clicked next. Here's our recommended schedule. So watch the intro video. That's this. Get the textbook set up. Okay, that's through this link. Okay, and then go back and do the lab tutorial to get the feel for how the lab simulations work. Okay, cool. What, Miss Noel? Noel, what does that mean? My name is Megan Noel. People tend to just call me Noel, and that is completely fine. Okay, so the assignments, again, do them through Canvas, not through the portal. It just launches straight through Canvas, okay? But it will only do that if you have your McGraw-Hill link posted or connected. Now, for me, because I'm the instructor for this course, I don't actually see the tutorial. But don't worry, because I believe, let's find out. Oh, also, don't just go through the assignments page. You, again, miss a lot of things. I want to move this up here. There we go. Okay, so lab. Oh, no, I don't. Yeah, this is so fun to watch, I'm sure. Here we go. Okay, so you watch the lecture. The next thing you do is you go and you start the lab, okay? Cool. All right, so the lab is always going to be given first as a PDF, okay? I highly recommend this is basically your lab textbook for this class, okay? So everything that's in these labs is going to be is going to be eligible for the lab practicals, okay? So the idea in the lab practicals is, so on the lecture exams, you're given multiple choice questions that you have to answer, okay? On the lab practicals, you're given a figure and you have to tell me what the part is, okay? So the last few years, I've always done it as multiple choice, but it can be very tricky because I'm not going to use the same pictures you've seen before, because the whole point of this is to learn the different things. So if I give you a random picture of someone's chest cavity, you have to be able to tell me, well, the parietal pleural is the layer that touches the chest cavity, not the lungs. And then the visceral pleural is the one that touches the lungs. And then we get this double bag effect. Read the lab, you'll get it. There's also sometimes I give okay, that's not what I wanted. I give a little video here we go. I give an introductory video that explains and walks through the lab, okay? Fabulous. Okay, so step 1, so just follow whatever instructions are here and you will be super successful in this class. Let's go to the syllabus. All right, cool. So that's the textbook. This is, okay, Canvas, obviously. Make sure you use Canvas. Everything is posted to Canvas. If you just use Canvas and go straight through the homepage, you will be completely successful. Some people just jump to assignments and then they miss the lectures. Don't be that guy. Don't be that person. Please make sure you are using everything provided. Again, it's like the resources we provide you. It's there for you, but you have to use it. Again, since this is asynchronous and it's college, I'm not going to be there to poke you and say, hey, did you do the thing? No, it's completely up to you to make sure you do the thing, okay? All right, cool, but What is the thing? Okay, so there's no attendance because this is asynchronous. Everything is going to be based on the assignments, the grades that you get through the portal, through McGraw-Hill. Okay, here's how grading works. You're going to have 3 lab practicals, 4 lecture exams, about 20 lab question sets. So at the end of every lab, there's a question set to make sure that you read the lab and you did the lab. And there's going to be about 20 simulations as well. So because we're not in the classroom, in the lab itself, manipulating the materials and poking the dead hearts and stuff, you are doing simulations instead. And then the grade breakdown is nice and easy. There is one extra thing. Your lowest test is dropped. Okay, that could be the final. If you get the grade you want just doing all of this, then you can just not take the final because you've already proven that you know everything. If for some reason usually what people do is they think they're ready for the practical and they do the practical and they're all ready, and then they get there and they're like, oh, I did not study enough. Oh, I didn't really memorize. I should have memorized, because it's proctored. Okay. So do a lot of times, usually what people do is they drop their first practical just because they don't get the grade they want. Don't count on what you're going to drop. Always do your best on everything is my advice. And then the drop is just an extra thing, to take advantage of it later, okay? Okay. Okay, so the lab question sets can be repeated one time for credit, so can the lab simulations, but the lab practicals and the tests and the lab practicals and the lecture exams cannot. They can only be taken once, okay? So they have to be done right then in one sitting. The lab question sets you can get up and leave and come back as long as you finish it before the due date, but the tests and practicals, the exams and practicals have to be done in one sitting, just like a normal exam. Okay, there's all these academic standards about cheating, etc. I'm not going to go over those things. You can. And then we have these we've been asking students for years, how best can people navigate this course? Like, how can they make sure they do their best in this class? Because that obviously is everyone's goal. And it's an intense class, y'all. But I mean, if you are someone who's going to be, everyone uses doctors, you don't want someone who failed first year anatomy to be your doctor, right? So that's part of why this course is not why the course is intense, but it just gets more intense as you go up in the series. But it's intense because the human body is intense. Okay, so this there's a bunch of these things that we have kind of gathered from students over the years on how to be successful in this class. You can definitely look these over. I'm not going to read them to you. Okay, here are the dates if you need to change your grading option from pass fail to graded or vice versa. If you need to add the course without an add code, the last day is today, so that doesn't help you. If you need to drop for whatever reason, I'm not going to be offended. Life happens, okay, so don't worry about that. But just keep an eye on your dates, okay, because that's going to affect what goes on your transcript. And then what the big meaty part of this, oh my gosh, what is it called? Syllabus, is the actual schedule. Okay, so this also tells you what to do when, so you can kind of look ahead and see, oh, we have a lecture exam, oh, we have practicals, etc. Again, you could also just look at your, well, no, actually the best way is to look at the syllabus. Okay, look at the syllabus. Again, don't just download a copy. You could download a copy. The only thing that will change is going to be, the only things that don't change the dates of are the lecture exams and the lab practicals. Those will always be due the date that I gave, but like when labs are done might move around. Okay, so do keep that in mind that these things can change. The ultimate guide to when things are due is going to be Canvas. Okay. Cool. Anything else? Let's see. Everything's due on Sunday except the very last thing, which is the final, is due on Friday. So the only thing you do for me this week is the final, and it has to be turned in by Friday, and that's not my rule. It's MPC's rule, and it has to do with graduation time and everything. So make sure you're not waiting for Sunday for this very last thing. You get it done on Friday, okay? Cool. Anything else to talk about? I don't think so. Just the best thing you can do in this class is just make sure you stay on top of everything. Make sure that you follow this recommended schedule. If you need something to like keep you on track, you could be like, okay, today I'm going to do these things. This day I'm going to do these. Oh, there's 5 days of things. Oh, well, but there are a lot of things. So I definitely recommend breaking up your week as recommended so that you can get everything done in the right amount of time. Now, usually this class meets twice a week. week for 3 hours each time, okay, for 3 hours each session, and then it's expected you're spending an extra 3 hours outside of class studying, okay? This schedule takes into account that extra time, and it's breaking it down how, if I were a student, this is how I would do it, okay? So I would watch these videos, I would do this set of information or set of things on the first day, whatever my day 2 is, etc., and break it up this way. If you just break it up into 2 days, you still have to have your study periods sometime in there so that you kind of make your own schedule. Okay, then okay, cool. Here's first lecture. We already talked about that. I don't think there's anything else I need to add to this introductory video. I'm very happy you're all in this course. If you ever need anything, just reach out to me. Again, I check my email a lot, and I really do want you to be successful in this class. I know that you will be. Just make sure you keep up with everything. That's the biggest thing that happens to students, is they forget to keep up with things, they get behind, and then they just kind of feel like they can't get back into it. You can always get back into it, okay? Unless something seriously catastrophic happens, which happens. It's just life, especially now. So, take care of yourself first before all other things, and then take care of your classes. That's the most important thing you can do ever. Okay. So, if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to reach out. That is literally my job, is to be here for you. And I want you, again, to be successful in this course and in life. So I am here to answer any of your questions, be they about anatomy or maybe general questions. And I want you to be successful. That's the big message. And good luck, everybody. Let's have a good semester.